Welcome back to Big Bris TV. On the last episode, which consisted of me inadvertently destroying not one but two free-wing F9F Panther EDF jets, I said that I would get to the bottom of what happened, what went wrong. And I asked you guys for your thoughts on what you thought went wrong. And thank you. I got a lot of things that really pointed me in the right direction as I was watching the video replay. And I have my P-39 Cobra here for a reason. The first flight, it came down to lack of experience. The fact that I didn't have a long enough runway, or I didn't build up enough speed. I didn't take off into the wind. The wind was coming, you know, sideways to the plane. If I was more experienced, I would have been able to catch it and straighten it out with the aileron. But it happened much quicker than it looked. Boom, right into. So I was like, you know what? If I could do that again, I know what I did wrong. I'll be able to do it better this time with the addition of a gyro, because the gyro could react much quicker than I could, you know. Ooh, that's right. Should I call this the V3? But this time, I have a pilot. And so this time, I checked all my surfaces like I always do. Ailerons, right, left, rudder, elevator, up, down, rudder, left. But I didn't check the function of the gyro. What's supposed to happen is plane's flying, look at the ailerons. If it dips down to the right, this aileron goes down so that it can level the plane out. And then when the plane goes like this, it goes up to do the same thing with the tail. You can see that. And about the airspeed, with a prop plane, that prop is creating a lot of wind. And so it's actually generating lift, air over the wings and the tail to help you. Whereas with a jet, you need airspeed to do the same thing. So you guys were right. Some of you said my ailerons were reversed. The gyro was installed correctly inside the airplane, but the setup was, you know, and that was even more unfortunate because that's the V3. So at least I know for next time to check, especially, you know, with the fact that I have the FMS app on my phone, I can use the Bluetooth if there is a next. Oh, that's right. That's the FMS 64mm F-18 V2. Let's get it out of the box. Of course it's powerful. Of course it's stable. Vugilantes? The box said Vigilantes. The plane says Vugilantes. I don't know if that's Okay, this one came with a piece of tape here, and I know that this is a trick by some RC hobbyists that put this piece of tape to make it easier to lift up this cockpit. This one doesn't even seem to be sticking closed. Let's see. And there's no pilot, of course, with the low budget planes. Got your manual. Let's get this thing put together. Yeah, she's beautiful. The Vugilantes 300. Are you not entertained? Yeah, so a couple of things. I glued these ordnance on wrong. I already cracked that one. You see, I already fixed it. The pilotless cockpit, I had to put another magnet here and in here in order to get this thing to stay firmly. The original setup was not working at all. The other thing is I have the battery, 2200 milliamp hour 4S graphene battery, and I have it shoved as far back as I can in there. And under there, if you can see right back in there, that's the Reflex V3. the receiver I have in the nose here. And so the CG is way off on this thing. I mean, that's as far back as I could get the battery to go without getting in there and reaming out anything. I'll show it from this vantage point. So we just gonna see. That's the only thing that's worrying me. I had to re-glue the ESC cover here. It was falling off, and as you can see, I don't have the ordnance in under the plane, so I'm not sure if that's affecting the CG. It's really nose heavy. I have the CG marks here on the wing, 80 and 85 millimeters from the leading edge, and this thing is really nose heavy, so I'm hoping I'll be able to fly it good. So let's get it out and see how it flies. Back out here at the beach with the inevitable Latin music in the background. It's a beautiful day. It is windy. I'm gonna try to maiden this FMS F-18 Hornet, the 300 Vugilantes. So let's, I'm gonna try it. So the flight plan, I'm gonna take off into the wind in this direction, try to make a circuit, try to come by with a low pass, circuit again, and then come in for a landing, all right? This would be like the last day that you had to pay to get in here for the season, and I thought it was already free, but inside here I've got my 2200 milliamp hour graphene battery. This is 4S. Let's turn on radio. All right, that's the F-18. You see that wind? All right, let's get this thing plugged in. It's doing its dance. All right, so our surfaces, that's left, right, up, down, left, right. All right, throttle, reverse, forward, throttle cut on. All right, I'm gonna test the direction of my gyro. So when I tip, yep, that wants to go, yep. This wants to bring the plane back right. This wants to bring the plane back left, right? And then let's do up and down. That wants to bring the plane back up and down. And obviously for stability. All right, so let's taxi and throttle cut on. See if we can get a flight in. See the wind just pushing the plane. Oh, it is rough. Alright, let me just get used to taxiing a little bit in this wind. Oh. Uh-oh. Something's not right. I wonder what happened. This is my fan. It broke off and it's sitting right here. So it was knocking around down in there loose. So before, when I had the plane up in the air and I wasn't even knowing what I was talking about, I said, hey, when it goes down, you know, it wants to do this and bring it back straight. It should have been doing this. Up elevator is the flap facing up and down is facing down. So obviously if the plane is angled up, the gyro you want it to face down so that it could bring the plane level. And the same thing for the opposite. You want, if it's facing down, you want it to face up here. You know, coming off those 2 failed flights with the F9F Panthers, I was really hoping to get a decent successful maiden flight in with this F-18, but I guess it was fortunate that the fan blade broke off, because with my gyro, this time I was focused on the ailerons and then didn't really focus on the elevator. And this time the elevator was reversed. And the reason for that was me choosing random 64mm EDF planes on the FMS menu. There is no F-18 Hornet. And so I picked the closest one I could find, which was 64mm, I believe, a F-16. I figured, okay, that should be a, similar looking plane. And so this time I went to other, and then I actually manually put in what I want the parameters or the gains to be. I put stabilized mode up to 16 on both the elevator and aileron. So this time the gyro is working properly. At least everything is functioning in the direction it should be, and I should be able to fly this. Save the fact that the fan blade is moving around in there, and so I gotta see what FMS is gonna say about that. But this has totally not put me off to EDF flying, and it's just solidifying the fact that I just need to get a little bit more experience. But hey, what better way, in my opinion, to get experience than to be out there trying to fly? So that's why I've been buying the more cheaper planes, the more inexpensive planes, just in case when things do go wrong, it doesn't really hurt that bad. I mean, it still hurts when you crash, so obviously. So if you like what you saw in the video, hit it with the thumbs up. If you didn't like what you saw, still hit it with the thumbs up and subscribe. It helps me put out stuff like this on my channel. Stay tuned for an upcoming video where I do a successful maiden in flight with some sort of jet. I don't know which jet it's going to be at this point, but I'm going to try to get a jet maiden in, get wheels up, wheels down safely, and bring the plane home safely. And then we'll talk about bringing my P-39 out after that. This was actually a double maiden day because I did do a maiden on this plane. You might have, this plane may look familiar to you, this P-51, but actually this is a new one. I lost the other one. I was actually flying it in a new spot, and I got disoriented, and the plane that I resumed flying was an actual plane way up in the sky. And so when I realized, hey, that's not my plane, I had totally lost it. And so I liked it so much that I ordered another one. So I bought this thing. Hey, I have a link in the description if you want to get one. It's an affiliate link, so it helps me out if you click on it. So get a great deal on it. So now I have 2 radios and 3 extra props and 2 batteries. And this time the batteries they came were these 400 milliamp hour 2S 25C LiPos. Check out one of these videos, and I also have a playlist that you might be interested in just about flying. Everybody stay well, and I'll catch you on the next one.